What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Powered by Primus, and in today's video I'm going to be showing off Car's list going up against a Lord Megatron with the Airstrike Patrol. Now this is a really awesome deck. I did make a few adjustments to the car deck for this matchup, and then obviously the other list across the table is going to be really close to my list. Obviously some differences there. Now this is a really epic matchup. I'm really excited to get into it, so let's get into it. Alrighty, so after the die roll, I did choose to get to go first here, and it's because I get to just get so many untaps. We're just going to obviously go for that. I do wish I had the audio for this game because we had some pretty good chatter going back and forth, but unfortunately it was corrupted, so you're going to be able to hear my golden voice as I chat over this. So, going to be flipping Barricade here, which does allow me to draw one card off of Cliff Jumper. Every time you transform from car to bot mode, you get to draw one. We're going to get an attack in here, and it looks like we do have to go into Lord Megatron because all those other characters do indeed have stealth. Now we are getting in for 7 here. That Lord Meg does have 3 built-in armor, so he's going to be taking 4 damage here. Pretty nice little start to be able to get on that character, because what I really want to do is be able to take down that Lord Megatron with the reset. So we're going to see how well that pans out for me. Looks like he did flip a bashing shield there, so he looks like Steven is over here debating if he does want to pick that up or not. And it looks like he's going to let it go. Now, the one thing about these Rescue Patrol characters is, man, these guys are about to hit me for 1,000,000 damage. So he's going to be taking advantage of the fact that they don't flip by flipping that Lord Megatron, so he can constantly be flipping that character over and over to get me to mill cards. I'm going to set up just 2 cards off the top of my deck there to flip on defense. Just gets things a little bit moving for us because we were on a little bit of a time crunch tonight, but I'm just resetting my characters as well. He's going to be going for a huge hit here with that grenade launcher swinging into my Barricade. Now I am going to be flipping a blank card here, which is really nice. We'll talk about here in just a second. And he did not flip a green battle icon, so he's going to be in for 10, and unfortunately I only have a 1 armor, so it looks like I'm going to be taking a 9 damage. Now anytime that Barricade does attack or block, you do indeed get to put, if you do flip a blank battle icon card, you get to put it underneath him, and then when you transform from bot to alt mode, you do indeed get to play that card. So as you guys get to see here, I'm going to be able to set up a really nice turn by just flipping Barricade for the turn and being able to untap him, which is really awesome stuff. Essentially acts as a 1 character start your engines, which is really cool. Alrighty, so I'm just pointing out here that we do have to get that grenade launcher off the field, just in case we don't want that thing getting stuck there or anything else, making sure we just make sure we get it out of there. It looks like I'm contemplating quite a bit of different things in my hand. I do have another ready for action. I do have some other really cool plays that I could be able to do to try to be able to untap double characters if I want to go for a double, swing with Bumblebee here, and then I can get a double untap on my next turn because, just super cool stuff. I also do have a rollout, so I could do quite a bit of plays as far as trying to get those extra actions to be able to play. It looks like that is going to be my idea. Now I'm going to be flipping B here, and because I'm flipping a character from car to bot mode, I do get to draw 1 off of the Cliff Jumper here. And then now I also have the ability, if I want to, okay, we're going to be going for the rollout there. Now that does allow me to transform all of my characters from bot to alt mode. Now when I do flip B here, it does allow me to play another action. I'm going to be playing the incoming transmission off of that, drawing 2 cards. Now the one thing that's really cool about this card on the list is that you can stack them on top of your deck, so you can try to get those blanks up there or those other actions, because this is going to be an anticipation engine build. Looks like I'm really okay with just throwing that Reckless Charge on top, and then obviously we do get to flip Barricade, which allows me to play the card underneath him, which is going to be that ready for action. Now it looks like I'm debating here if I do want to get in a swing with Barricade. The other thing I can do is I can swing with a different character to try to protect him for a little bit longer. Now, the really cool part about this character, Barricade himself, is we're going to be getting in here for 6, which is just enough to take down that Storm Cloud. He does not flip a green on defense. Really good and really lucky for us. But it's the fact that our opponent has to spend multiple attacks going into Barricade. There's really not a good way to do it. Either they have to exhaust their resources to try to 2-shot him, or they have to hold on to their resources again, which is really nice, and spend 3 attacks into him. So if Barricade can manage to survive a few attacks, you find yourself in a really good position. So it looks like Steven is going to be debating on what he wants to do here. He does have a pretty decent hand, and he's got some good stuff in there. We see Oh, looks like he is going for the system reboot play. Now, that's going to make me lose a lot of gas, with no pun intended, out of my hand. You guys did see I had ready for action. I think I had 2 ready for actions. I had a turbo boost. We had some really, really cool stuff there. Now, that's one card that I do love about that card, the system reboot. When you are going against someone that does have a lot of cards or has a lot of card advantage in their deck, you could really set somebody back. So, yeah, I'm just showing him here all the different stuff that I did indeed in fact have in my hand, and he did a really good job with playing that card there. He did lose some stuff as well, but being able to slow me down really matters. It looks like I'm just showing him exactly what Turbo Boost does, and that does allow me to untap, obviously, a card when they are in that mode. So, really good stuff. Like I said, he got to reset my hand pretty solid here. Looks like he is just going through the scrap pile just to see kind of what else was in there. He is going to notice that all 3 ready for actions are in there, so I'm already 3 taps down. I did also lose a turbo boost, so I do still have 2 turbo boost and 3 start your engines in the deck. It's something I really want to try to see when it does come back to my turn, because you really want to be untapping almost every single turn, especially with this list. It has some really, really insane stuff as far as being able to untap. All right, looks like he is going for a power punch here on this Night Flight, getting in for a lot of damage. See if he's going to be able to do enough to take it down. I'm going to guess that he is going to be able to, especially flipping that green battle icon there. Should be more than enough to be able to get it done. We're looking like we're doing the math. It looks like we're doing about 11. Seems like quite a bit. Yep, the math checks out, and my barricade is going down. Again, though, it got to use, 2 attacks. It had a grenade launcher and a power punch get thrown at it in order for it to go down, which is really awesome stuff. Looks like Steven here is debating if he wants to pick up that focus fire. Obviously, I really suggest it in this list because you want to be trying to play all 3 of those. If not, you at least want to be playing 2 so you can be able to make up the difference as far as, because if you just play 1, it's not a good enough card. So he's going to be getting rid of a card that does give bold 3 for the potential for a bold 6 later on, or even just an even bold 3. So I do think it's a pretty even trade. We're going to be flipping Bumblebee here, which does allow me to draw an additional card off of that Cliff Jumper. It looks like I have 2 improvised shields in my hand, which is not very fun, but we're going to be going with the data pad here, which does allow me to draw an additional card, and then I can stick one on top of my deck when it comes to attacking. Again, really nice trying to set up all of those free actions off the top of the deck with Anticipation Engine or even with Barricade. So we're going to be attacking here. Oh, looks like I'm going to be canceling my attack. There is the one thing that you do have to know about Bumblebee attacking with Datapad is you actually have this really awkward trigger between they both proc at the same time. So it looks like I'm going to be moving that Datapad over to Cliff Jumper, and it's because I do want to swing in with Cliff. I do have the turbo boost in my hand now, so I do want to try to get the untap next turn. Well, it looks like we're going to be getting in for 7 there. I did not do the draw and the put a card on top. But like I was saying with the Bumblebee trigger is that Bumblebee does say when he attacks, you get to scrap an action and you can draw 2, and then Datapad does proc say draw 1 and put 1 on top. So you want to try to do Bumblebees first because it'd be really awkward for you to draw off Datapad, put 1 on top, and then you just redraw it by scrapping an action. So it can be a little weird, making sure that you do set that up correctly. It also looks like Steven did not flip his Lord Meg on his previous turn, so he is going to be missing out on a few cards off the top of my deck. I'm going to be flipping Tailwind, which is going to be able to pick up 2 attack and 2 defense because I did KO 2 of his airstrike patrol characters. He's going to be playing a big Heat of Battle here that does give him bold 3 and also give me tough 3. Now, I do run some blues in the deck, you guys. Oh, look at that. I got 2 off the top of the deck. Really nice there. So this is going to help us try to stay alive. It is a lot of damage that he does have to try to put out from this one swing. And so it looks like Cliff Jumper is going to be surviving. Really nice stuff here. He's going to be in for, I believe that's 9, and it looks like I'm blocking 4. No, he got in for 10. So, and then I blocked 4, which means that I'm going to be taking 6 damage to that Cliff Jumper, and then this is going to leave him now a little more exposed. What I really want to try to do here is get an untap and be able to get another thing. It looks like he is getting rid of that 2-prong attack and picking up a bashing shield on his side. One thing that he does not know, obviously, because this is our first match. Oh, no, looks like he's taking that back and he's picking up that focus fire. Better call is that I have no armors in my list, so there's no point in being able to go for those bashing shields. So good call for him picking up that second focus fire. Now I know that he has them both in his hand, which does indeed fact give bold 3 to this Lord Meg. So I'm going to be replacing the Datapad with a Turbo Boost. Now this was definitely a misplay on my part because I also didn't proc it the turn before, so really just became a useless upgrade last turn. And I'm going to be going with a Supercharge onto my Bumblebee here, and it's because I want to swing with Bumblebee since I know that that Meg has the potential to be able to one-shot my Cliff. Alright. So we're going to be flipping Cliff for the turn, which does give +1 attack for each card in your KO area. Oh, no, it looks like I don't know what I'm doing. All right, we're throwing him in there. I guess I'm not ready to set it up. I'm going to be scrapping an action to be able to draw 2 cards. Really good stuff. I would have loved to have seen that grenade launcher probably a turn sooner, but it works out. We're going to be getting in here for probably, I'm guessing, we're at 6, 8, and we still have 3 more cards to flip. We have 2 more plus the white. Obviously, have 4 more cards to flip. So we're going to be getting in for pretty good damage here. We really want to try to take this Tailwind down right here. He does not obviously get that green ability because he's on the other side, but he does have 3 armor. So I do have to get in for a total of 11 damage if I do want to take this character down in one go. So it looks like I do have to shuffle, which is obviously going to proc Lord Meg's ability, which is 4 damage. I'm going to put that onto my Cliff Jumper because I know he's going to go down anyway, and I want to really try to have this final fight with my Bumblebee. Whereas if I were to put that for my Bumblebee, this Lord Meg would have the potential to one-shot me on the crackback, and I really want to not let that happen. So looks like he unfortunately did survive with 1 health, as you know, my attacks usually do tend to go. And that is going to be able to leave him, obviously, on that 1. Looks like he's debating if he wants to get rid of a card here for this Enforcement Batons. Looks like he's probably going to be pondering on that Heat of Battle. Now, it would give 1 additional attack, which is what it looks like he's checking out. And there's no way to hit the Turbo Boost there, but he is going to be trying to maybe get more damage in with this Lord Meg because he's going to be able to flip and really punch my Bumblebee. So looks like he's being smart here, going through his scrap pile, see what else is around inside of his deck. Good play. And it looks like he is going to be going for the Heat of Battle to be able to pick up that Enforcement Batons. Oh. I guess he's just going to chuck the card? Oh, okay. That was very interesting. I don't remember seeing that at all, but yeah, it looks like he just got rid of Heat of Battle for no reason. It looks like he is going to be flipping Lord Meg. I'm going to be losing 3 cards. Oh, I guess there was a 3rd Focus Fire, or did he top deck? I guess he top decked the 3rd Focus Fire. That's really, really impressive. That's going to be able to give him bold 9. And with the character that's already swinging in for 6, this might be enough just to one-shot my Bumblebee anyway. Now, I did flip 1 blue on defense. That might be enough to keep me around. Let's see how his flips are going. It looks like they're going really solid. He even got a white battle icon in there, so that's going to allow him to flip 2 more additional cards. This is quite a bit of damage coming in. It looks like we're doing a little bit of the math here. Don't know what exactly is going to happen, but man, that's a lot of damage, man. That Lord Meg, he is solid character. So, all right, looks like he is shuffling up. I'm pretty sure that we're talking about how much damage is going to be there, how much more he has to flip in order to KO. I mean, I think he has to flip 4 more oranges out of 3 cards. So we're going to see what he does end up doing here. He's obviously still shuffling. All right, going for the cut, and let's see what happens. So I believe, like I said, it was 4 oranges. There's going to be 1, there's going to be 2, and 3, which leaves me at 1 health thanks to that blue that I did flip on defense. So it looks like I should be taking 13 here. There is 12, and there is 13. So that 1 blue on defense was enough to be able to keep me around. Super awesome. That's the one thing I love about some of these orange lists. When you have just enough or even have a couple of blues, man, those things can super come in handy. Going for the ready for action, which does allow me to ready Bumblebee for the turn, so now I get 2 swings. My debate here, because unfortunately that Tailwind did survive, is do I want to send an attack into Tailwind, or do I want to try to one-shot this, try to finish off Lord Meg here. Now I do have that grenade launcher in my hand, which is what I'm looking to do. Flipping Cliff Jumper, which does give me +1 attack from a car in my KO area. That is 1 more damage. Going for that grenade launcher is +4 damage. We already played our action for the turn, and it looks like we are going to be swinging in here, definitely into the Lord Meg. Look like I'm pondering, yep, I'm going to be scrapping that piece of your tyranny to be able to draw 2 cards. Looks like I picked up some not orange cards, which is really nice because I'm going in for a big swing here, so I want to try to make sure I get as many as possible. And it looks like we're getting in for 12 damage, minus his 3 armor is going to be 9. He does have 4 on him currently, so that does put him at 13. And it looks like Cliff is going to be able to finish the deal on this Lord Meg. Oh, we need to say, oh, there we go. So we got some oranges. Oh, yeah, we got double oranges. Definitely going to be enough to be able to finish off this Lord Meg here. And after Lord Meg, we're going to go ahead and get the reset, and it's going to come down to this Tailwind, who he definitely needs to get a Zap or a Javelin, but unfortunately doesn't see any of that off the top of the deck. There's unfortunately no way he can get a double KO on my characters, so he's going to be probably going for this Heat of Battle and just kind of YOLO in it and see what he does. So, yep, going for the Heat of Battle. And is going to be swinging into, let's see, he looks like he's going into Cliff Jumper, getting some, ooh, hey, we got a blue card there. It's definitely not going to be enough to be able to save me in any way, shape, or form. Oh, we got 2 blues. But again, though, the really nice stuff, he did, I think, got 2 Pierce. No, he got 1 Pierce on there. But either way, definitely going to still be enough to be able to take my character down. I'm going to draw for the turn. I'm going to kind of look at what we got going on here. Javelin to just a little bit of salt on the wound. And we're just going to shoot him for 2 off the Javelin, which is going to send us into game number 2. Alrighty, getting into game 2 here. Now, we did do some sideboarding. I think I know that after we talked about it, he did put in overheats, and I think he put in something else. I know that I did up my number of javelins in the list, and I don't remember what I indeed fact ended up taking out of the list. Steven did choose to go first here, and so he can protect his Lord Meg, and he did flip him for the turn first, see who he wants to get in. Now, I know he was about to attack with Tailwind here, and I did correct him. Probably not to best attack with that character, because you do not want to expose him to getting one-shot early and losing a lot of damage over the course of the game. He had him just in the wrong sequencing, so he did get in here with Knife Flight, and looks like he is debating on who he does want to go into. Obviously, those other two characters, as far as Cliff and Moby, are a little more of a threat, but you really kind of want to try to take out Barricade as soon as possible, because if he can get multiple untaps, it does get really, really awkward. So, looks like I don't know who he's going into here. He did get a green off the top of that, so that is going to be a total of 8 damage coming in off of no cards, man. It's so much damage. So it looks like he did go into B there. I'm going to be taking 5 damage here, which is quite a bit of damage. Alright, draw, and it looks like I was really happy about what I drew there, so it was most likely an untap of some sort. We are going to flip Barricade, which does allow us to draw an additional card. We're going to be able to see what we can do here. Anticipation Engine getting played, which does allow us to play the top card of our deck if it is an action. So we're going to attack, we're going to reveal. It looks like it is a Bashing Shield, so obviously we don't get to play that off the top. Oh, that's right, I did bring in Dampening Fields, which was my plan to be able to hopefully stop some of those weird plays that he's got. We're going to be getting in for, I believe that was enough to take down this Night Flight. It is going to be enough. I do want to debate if I want to pick up this Bashing Shield. It's actually the only green battle icon in the deck, which is really, really awkward. It looks like I'm getting rid of a Turbo Boost to be able to pick that up. So I must have quite a bit of weird stuff in my hand as far as untaps if I was willing to let that one go. So it's going to be nice just to pick that up. I also don't know if he brought in Force Fields from his sideboard. I know it was a card that we talked about, so it might be potential just for me to even have it. And like I said, I guess I must have some really good gas in my hand. So he's going to be flipping Lord Meg for the turn. That does make me mill 3. Looks like we're just double checking here, getting rid of, okay, some pretty good stuff for him to be able to mill, and I don't really get to lose a lot, so those double oranges are not really a lot for play on my side, which is really nice. Being able to lose them for when I go back to my attack is whatever, but either way, they are out of the way. Looks like he is going to play that energy pack on his Lord Meg, which is going to give him +4 health, which is a lot. You guys can saw, like, I got really close to last game not being able to do it, so I can't see what that card is that he played. Looks like something with bold, so most likely a supercharge and or a heat of battle. So it looks like a heat of battle because I did flip a lot of cards on defense as well. And then the crazy part is after all of this attacking and all that flipping I had on defense, no blanks for me on defense. So I'm not going to be able to get anything weird off of my Barricade trigger. I did flip a blue battle icon. Okay, cool. You know, be able to save 1 point of damage there. Oh yeah, that was a heat of battle. So I'm going to be drawing for the turn, kind of seeing what we indeed fact have. Can't really tell. We're going to probably try to flip a character here so we can at least get to draw. You always want to try to see as many cards as you can before making any plays. So we do get to draw a card there, and it looks like I did just pick up, it looks like I just picked up a Ready for Action. So a really, really good card off the top of the deck. Now what I can do with that Ready for Action is I could be able to play that card. I can get Barricade untapped. Maybe I could try to figure out, getting something else off the top of the deck. Or even just getting an untap on him and then throwing in my Cliff Jumper here, possibly to try to soak up some of this damage. I want to try to be as wide as possible when it comes down to that last little Meg hit, because I really, really, really want to try to get him off the table in one round, one swing, however you want to put it. Looks like we are going for the Ready for Action. That does allow us to untap that Barricade. Upgrade for the turn. Looks like we're going to be setting up future Anticipation Engine turns, so we're going to play that, and then let's go ahead and get in with this Barricade, revealing the top card of the deck, and it looks like it is going to be a Ramming Speed. Really nice, because we're going to be able to get that energy pack off the table. Looks like he's just double checking everything. Boom, really, really nice. I mean, that essentially, that Ramming Speed just did 4 damage to that Lord Meg, which is really good. We're getting in here for a total of 6 damage, which is going to be just enough to get it off the table, and we flip a blank card. So we get to put that underneath the Barricade there. This also is going to make our opponent try to make sure they take him out, because being able to flip him next turn, play like a Turbo Boost, and then also be able to get that weapon onto Cliff Jumper is really, really nice stuff. It's the one thing that I did end up doing is going up to 3 of these laser launchers in the deck just because of the blank battle icons. It's the one thing that I don't really like about Grenade Launcher is that obviously it goes away. It's because it's a ridiculously good card and gets +4. However, this gives +3 and gets to stick around, and I can potentially get it for free off of Barricade. So it has a lot more uses in this deck, in my opinion, than the Grenade Launcher is going to have. We're just going to be counting cards here because he's trying to see if he can mill me out. for this round, possibly if he needs to flip Lord Meg, because Lord Meg does have to be in bot mode. Now, this is something I've been doing more recently, especially with playing other people who are playing Lord Meg, is trying to keep a die counter. I definitely don't say you have to do this in any way, shape, or form. One thing that you want to kind of make your opponent do is always try to understand how much they have to go through. Now you guys can see there I had start your engines. I had some really good stuff in my hand there, and again got hit with a really good system reboot. So I'm just going to be keeping the die counters on top of the deck. I just think it was easier for this match for us to be able to do it, just so he always knows and I always know kind of where we're at with it. So looks like Steven is pondering what is going to be going on. He has to go into my barricade, obviously. We do still have a pretty good amount of health. We have 6 health left with 1 armor, so he's got to do at least 7 to even have the potential to one-shot, or I guess finish me off here and send me to the KO area. I do have potentials for obviously flipping blues in the deck, so it looks like he's debating if he does want to play an upgrade here. I do get to see he has some pretty good upgrades in his hand, so this will be really nice if I do indeed fact have to force him to play one for the turn, or he doesn't play one, and then we possibly survive the turn. Either way, this is going to kind of be a benefit, and one of the things that I was talking about with barricade being so awkward. It looks like he is also debating on what he wants to do, if he does want to throw an upgrade down and kind of get in for combat or not. He also did flip Lord Meg for the turn because he kind of has to. I do have a lot of bold access in my deck, so this is going to put Tailwind on a little bit of a disadvantage for attack, just because he is going to lose access to that +2/+2 from those KO characters. All right, looks like he is choosing to play the Power Punch. He's going to be throwing that onto Tailwind, and he's going to be swinging in here. He did get a green battle icon, so this is going to help him out at least a little bit. I am putting the doing the numbers on top of the deck. Looks like I flipped a blank and an orange, but because I already have a blank underneath him, I only get the 1. It looks like this might be just enough to be able to get the job done. And it looks like we're just doing the final bits of math, and yep, that is enough to get Barricade off the table. So it is going to be nice. Like I said, again, I did get him to have to use that Power Punch, go through a few different cards. He's going to be getting rid of an Improvised Shield there to pick up Focus Fire. I'm going to be drawing off the top of my deck. Now I have 9 cards left in my deck. I'm sorry, 8 cards because I just obviously drew one. Now I do want to try to go through my deck here, because if he does get an attack with that Lord Meg, it is for sure going to be doing a one-shot to a character with the reshuffle damage. Also, especially since that grenade launcher is in hand with the supercharge, that is an insane amount of damage I'm going to have to do to my own character. So I really want to try to get my shuffle here so I only have to take 4 damage, because it's really important actually that we don't allow Lord Meg to attack when you're about to deck out. It is an insane amount of damage. So because I'm going to be going for an incoming transmission here. This is going to help me draw 2 cards just to try to get through it. And then also, I do get to draw 2 off of Bumblebee, which takes me down to 5. So I have to really hope that I can play something else here, or I can have... looks like we're at 8, so I get to put 1 back on top, which is, I think, where I messed up my math a little bit. Because now when I get to swing here, I get to draw 2 cards, and I have to really hope that I get pretty lucky on... Nope, looks like there's no way we're getting through the deck, so we're going to kind of be in that position here. Going to reveal the top, which is going to be a ready for action. A really awesome play that you can always do in those scenarios. Essentially, I'm still attacking. I just get to untap, so I get access to another attack, which is really crazy. It's also crazy that the second card on top of the deck was Supercharge. I would have been able to get that off of the Anticipation Edge as well and see what we did, but... looks like we did get in there for some pretty decent damage. Unfortunately, though, like I said, we still have 6 cards left in our deck. So now what we really have to hope that we do, looks like I'm doing some math, I have 5 cards left in the deck. So even with a white battle icon, I'm not going to have to worry about shuffling with this, which is really nice. Now, he may have a potential for, like, hunker downs and escape routes to be able to get those extra flips, but it's not something you see too often in the list just because they don't really benefit a whole lot. I do think hunker down is a really solid card to actually have in the list, especially since he does run the composite armors. So I would say to be putting those in there. I know that in my list I have upgraded to having the hunker downs in the list. He's going to be flipping Tailwind here for the turn so he can get that +2 attack and +2 defense. Looks like I'm just putting a die on top of my hand so my opponent knows how many I do indeed fact have. And like I said, this Lord Meg is going to be punching for a lot of damage, and because I'm untapped, he actually has the ability to go into either character. Now, the reason why I made sure I got the untap was so I could try to go for a reset KO on this Lord Meg, but also to try to force him into Cliff Jumper. It looks like I think he's smart. He's going to be going into Bumblebee here, and then we did flip a blue on defense, so we have access to a total of 2. It looks like he is going to be going in there, so as long as he gets 9, 9, 10, 11. So it's going to be enough to get it done, which it looks like that math is going to be solid, and that does take Bumblebee off the table. Now we've got ourselves a pretty big hill to climb here. We have 0 damage on that Lord Meg, and then he does get to untap with a Tailwind as well. Now the cool part, or I guess sad part, is that that Tailwind unfortunately only took 5 damage, so he does have 3 health left. I was really hoping to be able to finish or get that character down to 6, so the Javelin was going to be enough to be able to take down the Tailwind, but unfortunately Tailwind is going to be able to survive for this attack. I don't see how I'm going to be able to make it out of this match, out of this round, just because it is a lot of damage that we do indeed fact have to do. And unfortunately, if I go into Lord Meg, then we're going to get the reset where my opponent gets to then throw Tailwind at me and kind of force me to Tailwind. I'm going to be playing a secret action. To be honest with you, I have no idea what that is. I have 0 idea. So we're going to be getting in here. It looks like I should have also transformed a character in my KO area to try to pick up 1 additional damage. I do believe that I could have flipped Bumblebee there, which would have given me 1 more attack. However, I did not do that. Just kind of in the tank about some stuff, trying to figure out if I do indeed fact want to hit this Meg to hopefully go for an open reset, or if I do want to just finish off this Tailwind and hope that I can kind of 1v1 this Lord Meg. So it looks like we are going to be going into the Tailwind, and I'm most likely going to be shooting Lord Meg with the 2 damage. Let's see what's going to happen here. So yeah, it looks like that Javelin is going to be pointing towards the Lord Meg. Boom, hitting the 2. I don't know where we got the... Oh! I don't know where we got the 4 damage from. Oh, it's because I'm shuffling. I'm shuffling, which is where the 4 damage comes from. That's what it is. Sorry. And then, so that is going to be putting the 4 on me. The top card of the deck was Reckless Charge. In the beginning, for no one I did mention there, I should have flipped Bumblebee on that turn so I can get the extra damage. However, we are going to be going into this Tailwind, which is going to be KOing him anyway. So losing the 1 isn't really that relevant, but it's definitely something I should have done. Looks like we are doing the shuffle here. Looks like for both players. Pretty important. Gonna get the reset. I have no idea what that card is. And it looks like... Oh, that's right. Yep, no. I was like, oh, I don't know where this Lord Megatron got damage. Yeah, no, it's from the Javelin. Alrighty, drawing a card there. Looks like he got another energy pack off the top of the deck, which is really, really nice. He also does have that Enforcement Batons if he wants to go that route. Playing the energy pack, I definitely think is probably the better play. And then even going for, I know what that secret action is now, going for the Focus Fire. And then he did not choose to flip for the turn, which is very interesting because that would have done a lot more damage to me. And then obviously I'm going to be able to stop him from flipping 4 cards, and that's because I'm really trying to just hope that he doesn't happen to get a white. He does get his 2, and then gets his 1 off of Focus Fire. So not even being able to flip 4 anyway. This is going to be getting in for about 8 damage, and I'm going to be able to survive for at least 1 turn. And then I definitely have to be able to figure out an insane amount of damage from this attack. Even with a ramming speed being able to take off the 4, I would need a grenade launcher, a lot of flipping. So I'm going to be flipping Bumblebee there, which is going to be +1. Trying to figure things out. Like I said, I have no way of really getting multiple attacks because I don't have anything really set up currently. Like one thing that I have done in this deck, I even did the other night, was I was able to, with the end of a sequencing here, I was able to attack with Cliff Jumper 3 times with a Reckless Charge on the stack. So I essentially got +12 attack over the sequencing. It was absolutely insane how much damage I got to get in there. So we're going to be Reckless Charging, and it's because I think this is funny. My opponent won't be able to KO me. I'm going to KO myself. So we're going in for a really big YOLO turn here. Flipping the white battle icon, which is really nice. That's going to be 7, getting in for 11, 13 damage, even with no energy pack. That wasn't going to be enough to be able to get the job done. 4 attacks, and I know he's going to get the crackback, which is going to finish me. So let's head into game number 3. Alrighty, getting into game number 3 here, I'm going to choose to go first. It's something that I really, really have to do, is make sure that I do get to go first and try to get some untaps and try to really punch that Meg. You guys did get to see previously, I just couldn't get a lot of untaps. Really set me back quite a bit, and it definitely hurt. So, going to be starting off here with our opening hand of 3 cards, drawing 1 for the start of the turn, and then being able here to flip Barricade, most likely, to be able to draw 1. Looks like we're just talking about some sequencing or something. Alright, we are going to be flipping Barricade there, which does allow us to draw 1 card from Cliff. Let me make sure I draw the card. Alright, setting up sequencing there. I did get to draw that card. Took a little bit, little unfortunate because it wasn't blank on top of the deck, so it could have been nice to be able to flip here on for attack. Gonna get that white battle icon, see if we can get us a blank. No, but we are getting in for 8 damage on this Lord Meg, which is really nice, actually, because the 3 armor means that he's taking 5, so really good hit. It's definitely something we need to do. I had talked about it before. You really got to punch that Megatron on that first swing because you have to be able to finish it with reset. If you have to spend 3 or 4 attacks on that Lord Megatron, you are most likely going to be losing the game. So it looks like Steven did draw there. He's got some really good action in his hand as well. Gonna most likely be flipping a Lord Megatron for the turn. Alright, gonna be playing a grenade launcher onto that Night Flight and doing another one of those big hits. Looks like he is there, gonna flip that Lord Meg. I was a little worried he was gonna miss it, but he's gonna be getting in here for 7, 8, 9 damage on my character. I'm flipping 1 on defense, meaning I'm gonna be taking 8 damage. Boom, set that up. I did not see a blank battle icon as well on defense. A little unfortunate. So we're going to be looking and see what we can do here. Flipping Bumblebee to allow us to get that 1 additional card. Draw off the top. I think it looks like I just picked up a ready for action off the top of the deck. Really cool stuff. I really wish I would have seen it on defense, but it's still okay. You'll be able to play that, get a nice little untap. You can tell Steven there was a little unfortunate that I did get that untap there. It would have been very relevant for him to be able to attack into a second character, but hopefully I'm going to be able to go back in a Night Flight here and be able to get the final KO. Do need to look at some upgrades. Looks like I'm holding a laser launcher and possibly an anticipation engine. Seeing what we need to kind of go for is a stack here. Might also be a javelin. Looks like I also see a javelin in hand as well. So we're going to set up for the laser launcher, and then we are going to swing in here on our other character. Alright, getting in for 2. This is going to be 7 damage getting into that Night Flight. He needs to not flip a green, and unfortunately he flips a green. Now that does allow that Night Flight to be able to survive with 1 health. Now I do have that javelin in hand, which is where I'm not that worried about it. I do pretty sure, yep, double checking my hand there. I do have that, which is going to allow me to still point that javelin at that character, so I'm not too worried that it did indeed in fact survive with 1, although it would have been absolutely amazing if it would have went down. He's going to be cycling out the reflective armor for the bashing shield. Reflecting armor, I know, is something that he did take out of the list after this night went down, just because that card wasn't really doing a whole lot for him. Going to be going with an energy pack on that Lord Megatron. That is going to give him that 4 additional health. Really, really important stuff. Going to be sending, looks like maybe wants to play in action first. All right, going for a heat of battle. Throwing the heat of battle in here. Hopefully this allows me to flip a blank on defense, especially at flipping whites. And I do see a ready for action. So let's see if we do get to survive this incoming hit. I don't think we're going to anyway. This is a lot of damage coming in here, and it looks like I don't even bother putting that blank underneath him. This is going to be more than enough. Looking like he's getting in for 9 or 10. And then with me flipping 1 on defense, obviously going to be enough to take down my barricade. Alright, going and drawing our additional card. It looks like Steven is still pondering if he wants to pick up a green battle icon from his pile here. So he's going to be getting rid of Bashing Shield for Enforcement Batons. I do think that is a good trade, seeing as how he definitely knows at this point I have no armors in the deck. So we did draw for the turn here. It looks like we're debating what we want to do. I think I might have to use the Javelin here on Cliff Jumper. I know that I definitely don't want to obviously replace the laser launcher from Bumblebee, just because that would be really, really bad. What I should be doing for this turn is probably transforming Barricade here in the KO pile to set up for Cliff Jumper, unless I have some weird sequencing of being able to get double actions for the turn. And it looks like we're just going to be flipping Cliff Jumper for the turn, and we are going to be going for that Javelin, and it's because Cliff is melee in car mode and ranged in bot mode. So it looks like we are trying to set up going for that Javelin. Bumblebee is also the same way. We're going to be playing a secret action, which is going to be that dampening field, and this is to really just prevent from my Cliff Jumper from being one-shot. And we obviously are going to be swinging into Stormcloud here, and after throwing that Javelin at the other character, and this is going to be a double KO. So really nice for the turn, really good stuff. I had to be able to take that character down. I even thought about kind of keeping the Javelin off the table that turn, because now Tailwind is actually going to be stronger. He's going to be able to get +2/+2, whereas if I possibly left the one character, then he may not go for it. So he's going to be going for an Enforcement Batons. I did see him pick it up the previous turn, which is why I chose to go with the Javelin that turn, was so I can make sure that it was off the table. And he's going to be going for the double focus fire, and I am going to be hitting him with a dampening field here. Like I said, I was really pretty sure that he had at least 1 or 2 of them in his hand, so this is going to be really nice to be able to hold him back a little bit. So he only gets those 4 cards. I don't see anything blue on defense, but this gets him in for, I believe, 10. Looks like this is going to be 10 damage. Me blocking 2, which is going to be taking 8, if I did my math right. Looks like it is correct, yep. And then I do see a bashing shield as well for myself. Again, he has no armors. It is only my only green pit, but let it go. And then we are going to be drawing for the turn. Now, I really need to be trying to get an untap here on this cliff jumper. I think it's really, really important that I try to get him out of the way of Lord Meg, because I don't think I can win the fight going back and forth between the characters. Going with a javelin on B as well. Again, 2 damage, really nice. Looks like we are also going for a supercharge for the turn. Now we should also, if I'm not flipping any characters, flip barricade for the turn. Again, gotta really, there we go. All right, we gotta set up that cliff jumper, so it looks like that is the play. I'm debating what I also want to do is if I want to draw cards. We're going to be shooting Lord Meg for 2 here. It looks like I'm not going to be scrapping any cards to draw anything additional. I want to try to keep that deck stacked just a little bit in case I need to go for it. We're going to be getting in here for probably enough damage, what this looks like, to be able to, yeah, no, on a tailwind. There we go. We got it. And that's going to be enough to be able to take down Tailwind. I believe we did exactly 11 damage is what we need to, because he has 3 armor, which is just enough to take the character down. Really, really awesome and important stuff. It would have been really bad if that Tailwind would have been able to survive there. I do believe I have a ramming speed in my hand as well, so I do know that I can take care of this energy pack. So, going to be doing a little last bit of math here. I'm pretty sure that this is a pretty big swing for Lord Meg. He's going to be getting in for quite a bit of damage. We're already looking at him getting in for 5. Just doing some count on my deck here. And it looks like I do have 5 or 6 cards left in the deck. Got to double check here. I believe that's 6 cards. All right, so he's going to be getting in for an attack here that is going to be getting in for pretty good amount. I do have 4 cards after defense. Flipping 2 blue battle icons still might be enough to be able to take down my Cliff, and it looks like it is enough to take down Cliff. Really, really unfortunate. We do get the reset here with me being able to swing, but man, do I have to do some insane stuff to be able to finish off this Lord Megatron. It's only because I do have 4 cards left in my deck, 2 for when I attack, 2 for when I defend, meaning that he's definitely going to be able to punch me for a lot of damage next turn. So we got to really see what we can do here. I know one thing that I'm possibly considering is actually transforming to pick up 1 more on defense. I know I can't finish when it comes to the attack because of that energy pack. So if I can get a medium swing, survive 1 hit, and then finish with my next attack, that might just be my best play. Alright, so we are going to be flipping over to car mode, or alt mode, which does allow me to play an action. I'm going to play a supercharge for the turn. I still have an action for the turn. I'm going to play turbo boost just for the +1. There's no point in me trying to set up untapping anymore since I only have 1 character. However, it does still give me +1 attack, so it can be relevant. And again, I'm switching over to this mode just so I get that +2 defense. Now, I am pondering here with that incoming transmission, so he doesn't get to automatically finish me with the reset. This does allow me to draw 2 additional cards and put 1 on top of the deck, meaning that I'm going to definitely mill here when with my attack, so I'm only going to be taking 5 damage, and then it's going to come down to what he can possibly do to finish me off with a swing. So we're going to put 1 back on top of the deck. We are going to swing in there, and that is going to be getting in for quite a few here. I also do have the supercharge, so I do have 3 more additional cards for me to be able to flip. Again, though, I did take 5 from the reshuffle here, so he does have a pretty easy swing back into me, that 1 extra armor, and I really got to flip some crazy stuff on for defense. So it looks like we are getting in for a total of 5, 6, I think it was 11. 11 minus his 2 is going to be taking 8, plus the 2 that he had before. I do believe that puts him at 10 or 11 damage. I'm not quite sure what that die is sitting at. But I know that next time, essentially, if I get to survive this swing, I will be finishing the game on my attack back, because I do, and I am holding a grenade launcher. So looks like he's got some potential stuff here. Going for a scrounge. Let's see what he gets off the top of the deck. It looks like it is going to be nothing. So he's going to be losing that, but he does still have the bashing shield if that's something he wants to go for the extra armor for the turn. It does stay there. No, scrounge does make you scrap the top card of the deck. It's just if it's an upgrade, you may play it. So you do get to lose it if it's not there, obviously. He's been going for the bashing shield, which does give him that +1 additional armor. He's going to be flipping for the turn, which is going to make me mill 4 cards. I did just lose 2 blue battle icons there, so this is not boding well for me. He's going to be getting in for a big hit, and I do not flip anything on defense. Now, he did just get another system reboot off the top. Gets in for some pretty good stuff. Now, I will say that this does come out to some pretty weird things here. We do the quick math, and I do just scoop it up because I'm pretty sure that he just finished me. However, we're going to let this camera roll for just a second here as we do some extra math. We do a little bit of math here. just to make sure, because I do indeed fact actually survive with 1 damage left on the table. I show what's in my hand here. We do go through some final bits of math. I'm just showing off the top cards of my deck real quick, and then we did have someone else who did talk about it, as well as me double checking the math before we go for it. And like I said, I do end up surviving with 1 damage, so it is really, really good stuff. I do survive, and he was okay with it. We do go through letting me just play the 2 cards and go for the win essentially on my side, because there's definitely no way that he blocks that much amount of damage. It was just us counting way too quick. Like I said, we were kind of rushed on time for the night, so we were just trying to blow through it really quick. More of a shocker as far as the damage goes. Yep. Again, that should go to show why you guys shouldn't be rushing things. Make sure you guys do a little bit of math before you guys finish anything up whatsoever. And that is just because you may miss some stuff like this. And it's really rare also. I was pretty sure I was just KO'd, but I did actually happen to survive with the 1. Flipping over to alt mode there actually made the difference, getting that 1 additional armor. I really hope you guys did enjoy this gameplay and my breakdown and commentary on the video. And I will catch you guys in the next one.